Hello and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included and the incredible Antfarm. And yes, they are some incredible ants doing a bunch of work. Soon we might see them moving and the research is done. We have the Atmo suit stuff. And now they are actually, as you can see, they are dropping stuff in here. If we actually go a bit slower to show, they are dropping stuff in these two, and these two are set to sweep only. And I've designated basically a bunch of stuff over here to be swept. And they drop it in these, and these automatic dispensers spits out into the tile which this nozzle is like directed into. So this one is into the right tile here, and this one here is into the left. So they drop into these two down here. And the water down here is to make it so that, for example, dirt and clay or whatever, which polluted dirt or stuff like that, which emits polluted oxygen, if it's submerged in a bit of water, doesn't emit polluted oxygen or anything. That means you can actually have like blocks of chlorine or slime or stuff in here without having to worry about you having a bunch of different gases which messes up your base. We don't really have any polluted dirt or anything which emits polluted oxygen. We have a bit of hydrogen because we opened up a pocket of hydrogen, but whatever. But like other than that, it's just a safety precaution I put in, that just in case we get something that emits, like a block which emits something, we don't have it running amok in the base. And it's a super neat, since it's sweep only, you actually have to designate what you want to move into here. So you have complete control of what is moved into here. Now, if we look on the decor, as you can see, debris is minus 86 over here, which means the total decor is minus 141.5. A lot of that is the debris. That means over here there will be a lot of debris to which will lower the decor, which is something you will have to combat. But since it's in 1 or 2 tiles, it's not that bad. It's really manageable. What you can do is actually put like outside or inside, like directly over here. You can put something like a painting or something, and maybe a marble, like a stone granite statue or something, like on the edges, and there will be no malice in decor, and especially it won't leak out into other places. But other than that, getting rid of debris lying on the floor means you actually have a manageable decor, even if a bunch of stuff is really ugly. I mean, just looking at this tile over here, where the decor is minus 96, 78 of those 96 is actually debris. But getting rid of the debris will be a super big improvement. So with that, we're going to speed up a bit. We will have a new shipment soon. I'm actually going to remove that one and do deconstruct on that. And do sweep. And let's see. Okay. We have two of them is actually quite interesting. It's Jean and Bunny. Mima isn't, no. She's a mouth breather and that's a big no-no. Gastrophobia is okay because we already have someone who's already doing like cooking anyway. If I remember correctly, we do have one who's actually a cook. Yeah, Ren. Ren is the cook. So we actually have someone who's both has an interest in cooking and I think a trait in cooking. So him not actually being able to cook is just fine. It's no problem at all. And having the germ resistant is super good. It's a massive boost. So I would say Jean is probably the one I want. He has tidying, operating and digging, a very good all-rounder to have as a support at this point. And it's the 5th. We do have both a bed and a mess table for him, so yeah, I would say Jean, welcome. But Bunny was a close second on that one. Let's walk over. Let's just check his. Because he has interest in what? Bio. Tidying, operating, and digging. So you will have a plus in digging. You will have a plus in operating. And one in tidying. Which means Gossman you do have for tidying, so whatever. Jean will get digging. We now have 2 people who can dig a bit more. Why are you doing that? Why? You should move them over there. Not in these. Not into them. Yeah, and sometimes the duplicants can actually drop something because they fall asleep or the time goes around to downtime and so on and so forth, and that means they can drop stuff and then you have to for them to be swept again. But yeah, this will take some time, a lot of time really, for all of this to be swept. This is a lot of stuff to sweep, and it will take a lot of time. There's no question about that. But at this point, I would probably say we are getting along quite nicely. And I will probably try to let's see if we can build this ladder here so we can get over to this spot here and do some mopping, because mopping, we do want to get rid of all this. We need to be a bit careful about our food situation. Let's see. The oxygen is looking okay. I'm actually going to do this. To increase the flow of the gases, so the oxygen and carbon dioxide can flow better. Airflow tiles means that like any gas will go through the tile, but liquids can't. There's one more, there's a mesh tile. We haven't researched that one yet, but the mesh tile is actually something you can use to let not only stop sleeping, let not only oxygen like gases through, but also liquids. So, but something you still can stand on, so any solid will still be on top of the tile. Yeah, we are coming along really nicely here. I should probably disable this building at this point to and I'm doing this in the middle because like the airflow tiles are quite expensive because they require like metal ore of some kind to build them. And that's why I'm not doing the whole floor, but just some tiles. But this means that if there's any carbon dioxide up here, it will go down a lot quicker and better. The only place I'm not willing to do that is in here. Like any tile around the bathroom and like this polluted water area is a big no-no to do that with. So no, I'm not going to do that. And yeah, as I said, all of this sweeping will take a lot of time. We don't really need any research at this point. We need to get we need to stabilize really at this point. Nothing really that's it's not really that, should I say, exciting really, but it's like really good to do, because if you don't do it, there's a chance of later on you're not set up well enough to be able to handle. Stuff and things. So we are going to see if we can keep our food situation in check. If it looks like we are going down in food, we probably could look at the calorie generation. And it has gone up. I'm not sure it's super like total travel time. Like the travel time isn't good, but it's average stress removed is fine. It's not average stress created. Yeah, the travel times aren't ideal. The calories, it's hard to say exactly how the calorie generation is doing at this point. I mean, we are losing 5,000 kcal every, like 5,000 kilocalories every cycle. And if we don't at least get those 5 every cycle, we will have a loss. But I don't think it shouldn't be any major problem, because mealwood is actually quite good. It takes 3 cycles in the planter boxes. It takes 3 cycles to produce, and it needs very little fertilization, like 10 kilos of dirt every cycle. So 30 kilos of dirt for every harvest, which is quite good, really. Oh my god. I really don't like that they prioritize food, or rather the bathhouse, or rather the outhouse, to do the business before they eat. If they are going to eat, they should finish that task and then go. Because, yeah, it's just a waste of travel if they don't. And it's not like the outhouse is on a higher priority than mess table, just the way that it's prioritized in the code, basically. And once again, the duplicants will sweep and sweep and sweep and sweep. And I do think the calories have gone down at least a little bit. Could you please get rid of... Thank you. I probably need to put this one here to get rid of the potential polluted oxygen. Ruby. Let's see, it's actually if Mary and what is it, Jean get a skill point, I'm interested in allocating it. Anyone else at the moment? No. I have increased the morale a bit by getting a mess hall and a barracks and having a latrine, but yeah, it's not good enough, I would say. We have almost drained all of this. Not all, but most of it. And I will do this. Try to drain it. And I will actually do this to force that up. Force all of the water over down here. There we go. That means the water will try to flow down to this liquid pump. Going to do this one over there. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. We are getting stuff swept, but it's taking time. Yeah, and that's also something which I would have done if this was a run that wasn't YouTube or a hardcore run for myself of any kind. I would have done some file save editing and made all of the duplicants have at least like 300 in strength, because carrying capacity is determined by how high your attribute in strength is. So yeah. If we check, yeah, we are getting to the point where it's overflowing a bit. So I think I'm going to do this, to be honest. And I'm going to put these at a 6 and these two at a 5. That way we get more water, a little bit more water in here, possible to have here before it's actually overflowing. Let's see, is there anyone Let's see, you have bottomless stomach, so you're a no-go. And the other two is whatever, so we're going with omelets. And yeah, we are getting around. I'm actually quite pleased. We haven't come across any game-changing properties yet, or rather, we haven't come across the new changes as much. It's the light thing, so you have to keep your like, you can't have any locks of any degree, probably, in your sleeping area. How's the oxygen? Oh, the oxygen is low, so we are going to enable this one. Can you please enable? Thank you. We get a bit of oxygen. Yeah, and if you look at the decor, it's minus 152 at this point. It will get worse and worse and worse and worse. But yeah, this is basically the only way of having unlimited storage. This isn't my design, like, I'm not the one who came up with this. The one I watched when I saw it was Brothgar, and he does a bunch of other stuff with automation, and I'm not super into automation as on the level as that he does it. But yeah, I do automation, but this is like a neat system which doesn't need automation, and it's more or less the only way to get like unlimited storage, because the storage bin has a limited storage, and they take up 2 tiles, like 1 and 2 tiles. And if you're going to store everything in the game in storage bins, you're going to need such a massive array of storage bins. It's insane. But if we too bad we have a bunch of, yeah, we don't actually need, no, I'm not, no, you're not allowed to do that anymore, because we don't actually need it, because there's no water. And we're going to mop the last of it. Yeah, we do have a little bit There's not that much oxygen. And yeah, we will need to pump a lot of oxygen. Around. And boom! It's gone! We're going to remove the wire. We're going to remove this one. And I am going to remove the pipe. And the liquid vent as well. And yeah, once this cycle is over, I will call the episode. It will be a bit longer than I would have liked, but... And there we go, all the water is gone. I could actually remake... Let's see, it's on this level. I think having this on the same like level would be good. Do that and remove this. So the next cycle we will move the ration box and make sure we actually sweep all the stuff. And as I said, the sweeping will take a long time to get done. When with a bunch of other stuff happening, it might be a long time before a lot of the places is cleaned up. The bedroom and the mess hall, for example, has to be cleaned, and a bunch of the working areas need to be cleaned as well, swept of debris. But with that, I'll say thanks for watching, goodbye, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.